They say it's a dry heat in Arizona, and right now it's been a dry spell for the Pittsburgh Penguins, amassing just 2 goals in their last 4 games. And for the first time all season, the Penguins are staring down a 4-game losing streak in regulation. They certainly don't want to see that number grow to 5. It's game 3 of a 3-game road trip, and the Penguins right now looking for some momentum as they want to head home on a winning note, taking on the Arizona Coyotes tonight in Arizona. That's all straight ahead right here on Root Sports.
Steve Downey certainly has made an impact on the Penguins this season in more ways than one. And tonight he plays his 400th NHL game against Joe Vitale and the Arizona Coyotes. The former Penguin, a veteran on this team at the age of 29. They've got a lot of young players around him. The Coyotes rebuilding. The Penguins looking to end this 4-game losing streak tonight in the desert. Hello again, everybody, along with Bob Airy, who's at rinkside tonight. I'm Paul Steigerwald, and Bobby, Chris Letang has been a central figure in this road trip so far.
Well, he has, Staggy. You know, he's always got that target on his back, but Chris Letang, you know, he seemed to really be a focal point for teams and referees on this road trip, getting into some trouble with his vocal and his antics, but also getting aggressive. He had 14 shot attempts in the last game, scored the Penguins' only goal, looked like a Norris Trophy winner at times, and another guy that has looked like a great defenseman is indeed that, is Oliver Ekman-Larsson. 19 goals to lead his hockey team from the blue line. This guy has got 227 shots. Are you kidding me? And he had 2 goals in his last game against Colorado, one of the great young talents we have in the game.
The Penguins have only 2 goals in their last 4 games. They're looking for not just secondary scoring, how about primary scoring? But Daniel Winnick is a guy who hasn't scored yet for the Penguins, originally a Coyote, Bob.
Well, he hasn't. He's played 10 games. He's got 3 assists. He's a plus 15. But yes, they do need that secondary scoring. Chris Letang said that after the last hockey game. Take some pressure off those top 2 lines. There'll be some adjustment in those top 2 lines for Pittsburgh in the game, as you're going to see Sutter move alongside Kunitz, Staggy, but they're going to need Winnick on the 3rd line to score.
It must be a tough situation for Shane Doan as he's watched this team be dismantled around him. They're in a rebuilding phase, and he's the only captain they've ever had, Bob.
Well, he is. First round in 1995 with the Jets. Almost 1,400 games and 900 points in his career. Boy, what a hockey player.
Mike Johnston is jumbling his lines a little bit tonight. He's going to put Blake Como with Sidney Crosby and David Perron. Maybe that'll get Como going. He has no points in his last 7 games. He visits with Dan Potash in a moment. Pens and Yotes are coming up.
Well, the Penguins have pulled into the Valley of the Sun tonight in need of a big victory as they wrap up this 6-day, 3-city trip. It's the Penguins Coyotes here on Root Sports. And Blake, you haven't seen a lot of ice over the last day and a half. Is that kind of a good thing to kind of get away for a little bit and come back focused on a game this evening?
Yeah, I think it was a good thing. Guys all got together, hung out yesterday. We all went out for dinner, and it's just a good way to get away from the rink and just come back mentally refreshed.
A lot of guys said after the loss in Dallas that it was important for you guys to get off to a good start. How do you do that against this team tonight?
Well, I mean, we can't look at where they're at in the standings. They got a lot of young, hungry guys that are playing for spots next year, playing for ice time. I've been in this situation before. You want to play every team hard, so we can't take it for granted. We got to come out and make sure we have a good start.
All right, Blake, thank you.
Thanks.
Staggy, take it away.
Thank you very much, Danny. Well, Marc-Andre Fleury has never won in Arizona. The Penguins have lost their last 2 to the Coyotes, so they've got to get a win here tonight to salvage some points on this road trip. The Coyotes have only 1 win in their last 17 games.
Penguins Hockey on Root Sports is brought to you by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. You're better with Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, rated #1 for plan satisfaction. By Western PA Toyota Dealers. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Our Kia starting goaltender is looking for some goals at the other end here tonight if he can get them.
Well, he certainly is. For Marc-Andre Fleury, his last 9 losses, the Pens have only scored 0 or 1 goal in each of those last 9. So he wants some support offensively. And Mike Smith Well, you talk about a guy needing support. Mike Smith is kind of left on that island all season long, Staggy.
Yep, and his record against Pittsburgh 4-5 with a 2.30, and Mike Johnston wants the Penguins to come out and establish that forecheck right away. I thought it was interesting the other night in Dallas. They did that on their very first shift, but then they did not have a good first period after that. Dave Tippett, really one of the best coaches in the league, really enduring what the Coyotes are doing right now management-wise, but in the end, I think it'll pay off because they're going to have some draft picks and a lot of good young hockey players. And the Penguins, by all rights, should win this game here tonight, and they really need to, so we'll see what happens. They get an offside call right from the start.
Kind of an interesting play there. Letang, almost a set play. Perron took off for the far blue line. As you look at the lines in the top left and the defense pairings, and then Letang tried the big flip pass, kind of that old Larry Murphy flip pass, high in the air, Staggy, in that neutral zone. We'll see if that becomes a trend in the game.
Shane Doan playing on the right wing. Kyle Chipchura in the middle on this line. Dave Tippett has completely juggled his lines from what we saw in the last game from the Coyotes, so he's trying different things to get them going as the puck is moved to the near wall. And the Penguins, Letang held it in and shot it. It was blocked. On the puck now is Blake Comeau. He works it back in behind for Sidney Crosby. Crosby, Perron, and Comeau, the unit for the Penguins. And the Penguins are working that puck down low. And now Crosby draws a penalty with that hard work.
Yeah, he's moving his legs. And he's got one hand on the stick, and you saw that there was a free hand that was all over him. It's going to be Stone's free hand. They did not call Oliver Ekman-Larsson, the 23-year-old that we highlighted in our open, but they did call that free hand there, and it was Paul Dvorsky who's still in conversation with Stone. Dvorsky was out at center ice making that call, and the Penguins right away go to the power play.
It would be nice to get a first goal here for the Penguins and just get that good old feeling of scoring goals again here on this power play as Brandon Sutter starts at the second unit, starting it with Sidney Crosby on the ice when the penalty occurred and drawing in himself. And now Sutter with Downey and Bo Bennett up front with Paul Martin and Chris Letang on the points. Taken now by Downey in the corner. Out now to Paul Martin. Martin over to Chris Letang. Bennett shooting, and that's off the side of the cage after it was deflected. Joe Vitale out here killing the penalty. The former Penguin. Right-hand shooter couldn't get it out. Letang held it into Martin. Back to Letang. Downey's in front of the net. Letang shot. Blocked by Vitale. Letang hustles over. Trying to keep it in. But it's Korpikoski drilling it off the boards and back down into the Penguin zone. Fleury sees a Coyote coming. Drops it off for Paul Martin. And Letang carries it with authority to center. Pass to Crosby. Had trouble handling it. Martin's the lone man back. Crosby getting back as well. Reeder to the goal, and he scores. Tobias Reeder. A shorthanded goal.
Now you talk about speed. The turnover in the neutral zone, and Reeder with his 12th of the season. I mean, he just took off. There's the turnover, the 2-on-1. The Penguins, Letang, who started the game and was on the power play. Letang was over a minute 30 into ice time already into the game. Could not catch up to the speedy Reeder, who puts that in on the blocker side of Marc-Andre Fleury.
And the ninth shorthanded goal the Penguins have allowed this season. And that'll be right up there with the most in the NHL. The puck is dumped in now by Kunitz. Around the corner it goes. Moving up to poke it into the corner for the Penguins is Ian Cole.
Still on that power play.
Yep. And Cole back to the puck. Moves it along now for Ben Lovejoy. Lovejoy drills it into the Coyote zone. Smith trying to handle the puck behind the net. Loses track of it. But now it's taken by Klaus Dahlbeck, and he moves it out to Chipchura, who mishandled it. Chris Kunitz checked closely by Chipchura, who took it away and moved it out to center. And now it's Shane Doan slipping it into the Penguin zone.
It was going to be a tough game coming in, and now you've made it even tougher, giving up that shorthanded marker. And the Penguins, you can sense the Coyotes, yes, they've struggled mightily, but they want to beat this Penguin hockey team right now.
Winnick moves it out to Scuderi. To the right side on Letang. And his wrister, as he was taking it, the whistle blows.
I think it's against the Penguins. I think it's going to be a holding call on Bo Bennett. Dvorsky has made the call. Bennett is being escorted to that penalty box. And once again, Bo and Pittsburgh, don't talk to the referees. Because a young guy like Bo Bennett, you're not going to win with Paul Dvorsky. I'm just telling you right now. You can never win that way. You said it, Staggy. And Bob Johnson said it, and he is a wise man. Was a very wise man. It's going to be a holding of the stick right there as he reaches for his own stick.
And now it's the Coyotes who have a shorthanded goal looking to get a power play goal.
The last 12 times the Penguins have allowed the first goal, their record is 1-9-2, and that's the mountain they have to climb right now.
Gagne to Ekman Larsson. Now watch out for him. He scored 2 goals in their last game. A loss to Colorado. He's got 19, and he's got the puck. Sends it across for Gagne. Reeder in the high slot. Doan working along the goal line. Here's Doan. Doan looking for Ekman Larsson coming in the back door, and Scuderi read that. So did Winnick. And it's directed back into the Coyote zone.
I love that no-look shot attempt by Ekman Larsson. He looked way over, basically at the benches, shot the puck towards Marc-Andre Fleury. A lot of deception in that man's game. And look, whoa, there's a bounce.
Now it's Gagne working to the corner to Reeder. Craig Adams trying to get it out on the wall. Can't do so. Held in. The shot by Moore, the former Ranger. Kicked away by Fleury. And the Penguins clear.
It was a dangerous shot. Shane Doan was wide open in front of the net when that Moore shot went in. And Marc-Andre Fleury was kind of screened, and luckily the puck wasn't tipped by Doan.
Now the Penguins' Daniel Winnick able to get a stick on it, and then Sutter cleared it away. As Justin Hodgman turned it over for the Coyotes. 38 seconds remaining on the Bennett penalty. Ekman Larsson to Stone. And the shot off of Fleury, and then below the goal line. It's going to be cleared by Letang. Knocked out of the air with a high stick. And that'll bring the face-off all the way down.
Rivers Casino tips to win. Initiate the physicality. Penguins have to do that, not retaliate in this hockey game. Get under the skin of the opponent. Dictate that play with your speed. They want to get on that forecheck and play with confidence, and certainly confidence is a big part of hockey. No matter if you played in your first year 10 games or 800 games, when you lose that confidence, it's tough. And let's see what kind of resolve the Penguins have after giving up that shorthanded tally.
Mike Smith gloves it down. This was a big game for the Coyotes in terms of the gate. They have a good crowd tonight. People are fired up for the game. Here's Crosby. He was bumped in the neutral zone. There's another penalty. And he was taken off there for the puck. And he was held so that he could not get to that loose puck and perhaps create a breakaway for himself.
Oh, yeah, he had a breakaway going right there.
Arizona penalty to minor holding.
That was an easy call. The Phoenix bench did not like it at all, but Ekman Larsson went out of his path to impede the progress of one Sidney Crosby. And we'll play, oh, we got a power play because the Phoenix power play had just expired.
So we have a special teams festival here to start the hockey game.
Yeah, and that can be tough if you're not on the special teams, Staggy. For guys that don't get to that kind of special teams duty, they've been sitting around here. They got to get their legs ready to go.
Sidney Crosby and the Penguins looking to get a power play goal on their second opportunity. UPMC Sports Medicine power play. As Paul Martin has it now for Pittsburgh. Bothered there by Craig Cunningham of the Coyotes. Up the middle it comes for Letang to Crosby. And across now for Perron. Poked away by Dahlbeck. Swedish defenseman. Penguins maintain possession though. Paul Martin takes the pass from Kunitz to Letang. Drifting and handing it off to Crosby. Fakes the shot. Lets it go. And then Perron got a piece of that but directed it wide of the goal. Here's Kunitz with it to Paul Martin. Back now to Perron. To Letang. To Crosby. Letang straight away, back to Sid, the blast, and that's deflected. Then Martin just swept it towards the goal, went off the side of the cage. The Penguins, a good puck recovery, they got it again. Here's Letang shooting, and that one's wide of the goal. Crosby takes it off the end boards, back to Letang. 54 seconds to go on this Penguin power play. Crosby.
Cunningham, he's in trouble.
Letang with a puck, shooting, and that's blocked by Vitale. And then Letang wrists it to the corner for Crosby, who has it again. 40 seconds to go. Perron trying to move it in front to Kunitz. That's broken up. And now Letang gets a stick on it to prevent Cunningham from going with it. But now Cunningham has it back. Kunitz pressuring from behind, standing up on Cunningham. Paul Martin, and he eventually just lets go of it so that he can go back to the bench. 24 seconds to go on the power play.
Well, I don't know what took Cunningham so long to go retrieve a stick from the bench, but almost cost the Coyotes.
Now Crosby moves it along. Cole to the near corner. Lovejoy headmans the puck. Steve Downey carries into the Coyote zone for Como. He couldn't take the pass cleanly. And Gagne, or Reeder rather, be able to clear it all the way down the ice. Reeder, the man who scored the opening goal, shorthanded, and the Coyotes have now killed both Penguins' power play opportunities here early in the game. And they'll just dump it in. Fleury out of the net to stop it. Around now for Lovejoy. Backhands it up off the glass. Penguins did not practice today or yesterday, so they haven't been on the ice much, as you heard Dan Potash ask Blake Como about that. Puck back out to center ice and taken by Paul Martin.
Mike Hadar set up a little workout for the Penguins at the hotel this morning, and outside on the grass, get everybody ready in place of that on-ice kind of morning skate that they're accustomed to.
Did they do any of those Red Army exercises that we saw in the movie, Bob?
I didn't see the movie yet, Staggy. Don't tell me anything.
Well, the stuff they do, they actually have sticks in their hands when they do their
Oh,
driving.
they were using tennis balls and basketballs and working on concentration and hand and eye coordination, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, really cool stuff, actually. Anatoly Tarasov stuff. And now the puck is cleared back to center ice and picked up by Reeder. Here he comes. Reeder down the wing, shooting, and it's blocked and out of play. So we'll be back in a moment. Tough start for the Penguins. Kind of a disjointed start.
1-0 Coyotes here in the first period of play. And
come on, Devo!
there's another guy that was a former Coyote. Of course, I'm talking about, well, we all know. And these replica jerseys from back in the day when the Coyotes were first born, 19 seasons ago, they wore these earlier in March, and Rick Tocchet used to wear that jersey from 1997 to 2000. Guys, I actually like that look. That logo was pretty cool.
It was cool. It was kind of modern and southwestern looking, and
all the kids wanted that. You know, I think I had a lot of kids that I was coaching, Staggy, wanted that jersey just because of the look of it.
Of course, they were the Phoenix Coyotes, and now they're officially known as the Arizona Coyotes.
We just had a little tribute to Mr. Dvorsky on the board. After 26 years, he'll be retiring after this season. Paul Dvorsky wearing the number 10 with the striped armbands tonight. Congratulations.
Sutter moves it to the left wing off the inside of the race skate of Kunitz. He gets in after it against Moore. Sends it behind the net for Downey to Kunitz. His shot is blocked. And the Coyotes will work hard under Dave Tippett. You know that. And as structured as you can imagine a young team being, they will be under Dave Tippett. And it just requires the players play defense. And he is a really good hockey coach. Former Penguin, too. He played with Rick Tocchet in 92-93 in Pittsburgh. Good back pressure there by David Perron, as he prevented Kyle Chipchura from entering the offensive zone. Now it's David Perron in his own end trying to handle the puck. Shane Doan takes it away. Lovejoy confronts him. He moves it out now to Ekman Larsson. His shot is deflected away again. So take a look at our UPMC Sports Medicine injury update.
Well, they're both skating back in Pittsburgh, making progress. That's the update on Malkin and Patrick Hornquist. Certainly looking forward to seeing them in the lineup hopefully next week. No idea. But they are skating and making that progress, Dag, and they are dearly missed right now.
Yep. Most productive centerman on the team in terms of goal scoring, and the top winger as well. So take the top centerman and the top winger off of any team in the East, and I would say that they would be hurting a little bit in terms of the goal scoring. Now here comes Paul Martin. The Penguins are particularly reliant upon Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby more than a lot of teams are their top two players. Like it when they're both in the lineup. Penguins had it all going their way on that West Coast trip, but they've run into some hard times here with these injuries again, and they'll be looking to get back on track. Turning with it now in his own zone is 21-year-old Connor Murphy. He wears number 5. He's got the puck again right now. Taken 20th overall in 2011 by the Coyotes. He dumped it in, but from behind the red line, and icing is called. And we invite you to tweet us at Root Sports Pit using the hashtag PensBooth. Send your comments and questions. It's all brought to you by Point Park University.
A big face-off right now. You got Crosby, Como, and Perron on the ice. You got your top line on the ice. You need the face-off win after the icing call.
Battle on the wall for the puck. David Perron, a gritty player, working hard along with Sidney Crosby, but the Coyotes end up winning the battle. B.J. Crombeen moves it into the middle now for Justin Hodgson, who dumps it in.
Yeah, they just wanted that puck. You called it. It was a battle, and the Coyotes are winning a few battles here in this first period of play.
Letang into the Coyote zone, and it's stripped away. Now the lone defenseman back is Scuderi. Shane Doan brings it into the middle. Tried to go to Chipchura, who was swinging in behind Blake Como, but he picked it off. Cleared at the center, and Doan brings it right back in. Across the ice, it comes down to Gagne, a shot. And that one off the outside of the post, I think.
Boy, he's wide open. I don't know if he hit the post or not, Staggy, but the Penguins standing around there on this shift way too much. Coyotes had a couple of opportunities after Penguins turned it over at the blue line, their own blue line.
Now we have a Penguin wide open coming to the net. Steve Downey, but LaPierre couldn't make that Adams, but LaPierre couldn't get him the puck. Taken now and moved up the wall, but the Penguins again. Cole keeping it in. Stone was the man who couldn't get it out, the defenseman of the Coyotes, and now we get a whistle in the neutral zone. One of the Coyotes has dropped his stick or lost it.
And it's going to be Doan. He's going to be penalized. The captain of the Coyotes. Well, penalty here on Shane Doan. And you can see Adams felt that stick there. He clutched down a little bit on that stick. Doan didn't like it. He tried to drop the stick so he wouldn't be penalized. And there's the ex-Coyote right there, Rick Tocchet. Play a little 4-on-4 here. It's going to be a penalty on Adams as well, guys. So holding for Adams for holding down on that stick.
Yep. That's probably the right call, really. And the puck down into the corner. Ian Cole there. So it's 4-on-4 hockey. And it's Kunitz busting up the right side. Dahlbeck coming back. Sutter shooting, and it's blocked by Dahlbeck. Now Sutter sends it back down and behind the goal. Smith can really play the puck well. And he's kind of noted for that.
He's been trying to make some long passes to the far blue line in this hockey game. He's also bobbled a couple. Any goaltender that plays the puck as much as he does is not going to be perfect. So get on him, pressure him.
Puck is dumped into the corner, and back to get it goes Paul Martin. And Como works hard to get that puck away. So the Penguins can start up now on the 4-on-4. And it's Cole with a clear lane down the right side. He'll dump it in and get in after it himself. Now Stone takes it. Michael Stone, the defenseman, gave it right to Como in the neutral zone. And he throws it right back into the Coyotes' end. And offside is called, and we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. Let's take a look at Day Automotives. This great day for hockey. Gary Edwards stopped 28 shots from the Colorado Rockies to earn his first shutout with the Penguins. And that was the last game they ever played against the old Rockies, who were coached by Don Cherry at one time. And Gary Edwards was a Penguin for, I think, 7 games. Now take it on the right wing. Defenseman Stone sent it across the ice. 7:30 to go in the first period. 4-on-4 hockey for another 38 seconds. The Coyotes leading 1-0 on a shorthanded goal. Another whistle. Reeder scoring it at 1:34. Tobias Reeder, Swedish player. 4th-round pick in 2011 with 12 goals for the Coyotes.
They're getting rid of that puck. That puck was iced down. The linesman went right to the penalty box, grabbed the puck from the penalty box. So we put a new puck in place, Daggy. Don't ask me why. Well, we got some new vulcanized rubber.
Nice frozen puck for you.
Yeah, they got that fridge right in that penalty box. Keep it cold.
Ekman Larson dumps it in, and Fleury out of the net to stop it. 20 seconds to go in the 4-on-4 situation. Letang with lots of room coming up to center ice. Drops it off to Crosby, coming with speed, and he can't get around the defense. Dahlbeck stood him up, and now Crosby to the corner, feeds Martin. Perron's in a battle in front of the net with John Moore. Martin to Crosby, the shot. Oh, good blocker save by Smith. He lunged out and lost his goal stick in the process. And now it's way out in the circle. And the Coyotes end up getting control of the puck as it's back to 5-on-5. And Moore, the defenseman, dumps it in behind the goal, and Craig Adams, who just came out of the box, moves it along for Paul Martin. He lifted it out to center, didn't get a lot on that, but no damage done. Nick Spaulding playing in the middle in this game, playing center tonight for the Penguins.
Smith lost the stick there on a Crosby shot, Steg, and Crosby didn't register a shot in the last hockey game for the 26th time in his 616-game career.
Penguins have only one shot on goal in this game, Bob, and they registered no shots on their 2 power play opportunities.
No, they didn't get many in the first period of the last hockey game. They've been slow starters here in the last several hockey games.
That puck jumped over the stick of Lovejoy, taken now by Hodgman, and he throws it in front, and it goes right through to the near wall. Winnick came over to the boards to play the puck. He lost his stick. Korpikoski with it now. He shoots it. That's blocked by Lovejoy. And then another shot taken by Andrew Campbell, hit Lovejoy. And finally Spaulding able to chop it off the near wall and back into the Coyote zone. Ekman Larson feeds it into the middle. Ty McGinn overskated, and the Penguins bounce right back. Adams, Ebbett, Letang, backhand try right off the side of the cage. And 3 Penguins are trapped as the Coyotes come back. Letang hustling to get back defensively. Lapierre playing like a defenseman against McGinn, who centered it off the stick of Cole to the far wall. And then Vitale wrapped it around to the near side. Michael Stone charging down the boards to play it. Pokes it into the corner. Vitale works the corner now for the Coyotes. Up the boards and out to the middle. The slap shot by Stone is blocked in front, and Cole able to feed it back to center.
Went off the right hand of Cole, and he's shaking it going to the bench.
Brombean dumps it softly to the Penguin zone, and Scuderi back around for Paul Martin. Up the wall now for David Perron. Como comes over for support. Instead, Crosby takes it again, busting through with speed, trying to get to the goal, and he can't get there. He's tried a couple times to run the gauntlet here and hasn't been able to finish it.
No, but he just ran over Dahlbeck, put him right on his backside.
I like it when Sid does that. He just keeps challenging and forcing the defense to get back, and it puts them on their heels over time. It wears them down, too.
Well, somebody's got a challenge right now. The Penguins, as you said, only one shot here, and here comes Reeder flying again.
Reeder down the wing shoots it from a sharp angle, and off the pads of Fleury, and now Blake Como takes control of it. It's kind of an up and down game right now. You've noticed that the higher scoring games in the league are often involving teams that are poor defensively.
I haven't seen Ehrhoff in a while either, Staggy, as I'm looking at Cole, who just got hurt, and I don't recall seeing Ehrhoff. I'm looking down the bench.
I don't recall seeing him at all.
No, I know. So this is a real going to be an issue for the Penguins if they're down to 4 defense right now. Let's see if we can get Cole. Cole's jumping back on the ice right now.
Lovejoy takes it now, moves it up the wall for Sutter.
Maybe Ehrhoff got sick here. I don't remember.
Yeah, something. I don't remember calling his name once in the game. Now here's Sutter shooting the puck long on Smith, and he'll stop play with 3:28 to go in the first period.
Well, not many shots on Smith. Sidney Crosby did get one there, and he lunged with that blocker hand, and there went the stick. Daniel, how tough has this start been with all the penalties, trying to get your feet going in it?
It's a tough flow to the game, that's for sure. And, guys play more than others, and it's just tough to get everybody in the game early.
How important is secondary scoring? Is that something you're hoping to bring to the hockey club, and how big is it to the team?
Yeah, it's very important, especially at a point where we're struggling for goals. It's got to come from some bottom 6 guys sometimes, and we're looking for that tonight.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, you got to shoot the puck if you're going to score, Stag. Only 3 shots for the Penguins here with 3:27 left in the first. I mean, I'm not going to say that Arizona is a defensive juggernaut.
Nope, they're not. In fact, they're ranked 28th defensively at 3.20 goals per game against.
And the Penguins are 16th in goals for right now in the National Hockey League.
And that's a change because the Penguins have been in the top 5 every year for several years. It's just a little different look for the Penguins this season. There's Como now down the wing, turning and trying to get it to David Perron, but It's hauled in now by Kyle Chipchura, the former Montreal Canadian, moves it out to center. Shane Doan steps into the Penguin zone, drops it off. Ekman Larsson's shot, good save by Fleury. Boy, did he get rid of that quickly.
Yeah, and it was through traffic. He changed the shooting angle around the body, and Fleury caught it at the last second. So yes, you're right, Staggy. No ice time for Ehrhoff in this hockey game, and when we get a report, we'll let you know.
Hustling back to get the puck is Daniel Winnick. Over to Rob Scuderi. So the Penguins playing with 5 defensemen, and we saw Cole was hit by that shot on the hand. Now Lovejoy dumps it in. Up high off the glass. That's a good play there by Smith to play it off the glass and then clear it off the glass. And taken now by Cunningham. Craig Cunningham dumps it to the corner. Going back for it is Ben Lovejoy. Cunningham hit him, but Lovejoy stayed with the puck, moved it up the right wing to Winnick, but it's held in now by Vitale, who sent it in behind the net. Now Rob Scuderi for Pittsburgh. And an icing call against the Penguins. In our first intermission, presented by your neighborhood Ford store with Paul and Jay, Dan Potash talks with Ben Lovejoy. And Paul and Jay will discuss this first period, which has been a little different, as we've seen some special teams play early, and now things have kind of settled in here where neither team able to really generate a lot of offense. And a face-off win there for Mark Arcabello, playing for his 4th team this season. Of course, he was with the Penguins for a cup of coffee this year. Now the puck is cleared by the Pens to center, and Bo Bennett in after it. Going back is Andrew Campbell. He's a 27-year-old rookie, if you will. He's not officially a rookie, but in his first year in the league at 27. Now Letang, and they have a lot of guys like that. But they have a lot of good players coming, the Coyotes, and they have 2 first-round picks each of the next 2 summers. Now Arcabello dumps the puck in.
I really like the work of Arcabello here, Staggy. He's up to 13 goals in 66 games now. In all his travels this season, former Penguin for a handful of games.
5 goals, 8 points in 16 games with Arizona. He did not score with Pittsburgh. A couple assists in 10 games. There's a save by Fleury. And the Coyotes get the rebound. Less than a minute remaining in the first period. Chipchura shot it to the net. It was redirected right on the doorstep. Fleury finally able to freeze it.
You got to be careful.
John Moore, the defenseman, was up on the play. Number 17 is a defenseman. He moved right up to the doorstep.
Yeah, and a guy like Cole who's right there by the goal crease, you can't cover that puck with any part of your body, let alone your glove right in that blue paint, or it'll be a penalty shot. So you got to be very careful when that puck is down in that kind of area right there, that you're not intentionally covering that puck in that blue paint.
Gagne and Moore right there. And Fleury able to keep it out.
10-3 the shots right now for the Coyotes, and Marc-Andre Fleury trying to hold the fort here.
Loose around the net again, and it squirts back out. Fleury's down on his backside. He makes the save without a stick. Stone letting it go, and boy, that was a close call there. And Fleury was down for a while. He turned his body and got in position just in time.
Well, when you're struggling to score goals, you can't get down 2 in the hockey game. And Fleury, he just got hammered by Korpikoski going by that goal post. That's where he lost his stick, but he was able to square himself up and make that second opportunity save. And that was a really good job by the Flower.
Cunningham getting the shot away for the Coyotes. 34 seconds remaining in the period. Pens win a draw here. Crosby won it. And now the Coyotes get it at center ice, and they dump it right back into the Penguin zone. And Cunningham gets in after it. Lovejoy fired it off the glass out to center. 21 seconds to go in the period. Now Lovejoy gets hold of it. The Penguins run their stationary breakout, and as Paul Martin moves it up the left wing for Perron, and he couldn't do much with it. The Coyotes dump it right back into the Penguin zone. Only 5 seconds to go in the period. And the Penguins skate away here after 20 minutes, down 1-0. The shorthanded goal at 1:34 by Tobias Reeder, the only goal of the period. And the Coyotes outshoot the Penguins 13-3.
Yep, and the Penguins playing with 5 defense. They don't have anybody else available to them. They couldn't make that late adjustment, even if they could, as they did in the Crosby-Adams situation, Staggy.
Let's go to Paul and Jay.
All right, Staggy, Bob, thank you very much. And Jay, really just not the start the Penguins were looking for. They do get a couple of power plays, but when you give up a shorty, that really kind of nullifies everything.
Yeah, that isn't the start. I didn't expect to start like that at all. So I expected them to come out flying, playing, you don't want to say desperate. It's not desperate because where they're at positioning, but just thought they'd have a lot more fire and jump than what they came out and showed that period. So I guarantee you, in between the first and second, they're going to be talking about that type of thing, what they need to do to pick it up because it was just a flat period for them all in all.
Penguins trail 1-0. When we come back, it'll be Dan Potash and with Ben Lovejoy. All of that is straight ahead on our first intermission report presented by your neighborhood Ford store. The Penguins and the Coyotes, period number 2, starts right now. Here's Paul and Bob, guys.
Purple Mountain Majesties out here in Arizona. Bob, the Penguins looking for goals. They allow a shorthanded goal, and now Chris Letang has even more work cut out for him with the absence of Christian Ehrhoff.
Well, he really does. Can you imagine? This might be a regulation 60-minute game, and you might see Chris Letang well over 30 minutes. When you look at the ice time so far, divvied out. I mean, he played the first minute and a half of that first period.
Tonight's face-offs are presented by the new face of Northwood Realty Services. The goal scored in that period by Tobias Rieder. I think I might have said he's from Sweden. He's actually German-born.
The Penguins tried to make a play in the neutral zone and bobbled. They went 2-on-1 shorthanded. But by all accounts, it was a poor period for the Penguins. They only attempted 11 shots. They didn't get their first shot for almost 14 minutes into the hockey game. And I imagine something was said in the dressing room after the first, and we'll see what kind of response the Penguins have here to start the second period as that puck goes into the Coyotes bench.
Bob, what's the key to establishing a good forecheck? Where does it start? How does it sustain itself?
Well, first of all, Smith plays the puck, right? So you're talking about a Brodeur-type goaltender. It's got to be hard around the glass, Staggy, or it's got to be soft behind the defense. It can't be that in-between one where Smith can play the puck.
Downey with a shot. Smith loves that down sort of awkwardly, but he hangs on to it. No face-off coming up.
But it's a shot, and that's what the Penguins are looking for right now. I mean, you have to look for 20 shots in this period. We're talking about the Coyotes here, 28 defensively. You got to get to your game. You got to stay out of the penalty box. That got the Penguins a little bit out of sorts. They've already tried to adjust their lines coming into the game. Then you don't have Ehrhoff. You only got 5D. So you're behind the 8 ball to start with here.
Chipchura smashes it to the wall. Letang wrists it to the goal. Save made. Rebound. And Chipchura got to the front of the net to gobble it up and move it out. Gagne dragging it in. Sam Gagne, the former Oiler and son of Dave Gagne, who played against the Penguins in the 91 Stanley Cup Finals. Here's Letang moving into the backhand. A pass came across off the stick of Ekman Larsson, then shot to the net by Como. Letang had it for a second on his stick to get a rebound opportunity, but he lost it. And now the Coyotes move it out. Gagne bumped from behind by Paul Martin. Como across the way for Martin. Gagne there to take it away. Sends it back down the wall. Crosby couldn't play it. Craig Cunningham in the corner with possession now for the Coyotes. Left it for Gagne on the cycle. His pass is picked off in the middle by David Perron, and he will softly dump it in and head to the bench. And here's an example there, Bob, we were talking about. He dumped it in right to where Smith could play it, but then they turn it over. Here's Sutter shooting, and Smith absorbs that shot and no rebound.
Yeah, it's you have to think when you dump it in. It can't be a senseless dump in. And we'll take a look at our Barrel.com leaders in this one.
Steve Downey, the first Penguin to get over 200 penalty minutes since Rick Tocchet did it in 92-93. And you see the all-time leaders in that regard. Paul Baxter with 409 in 81-82 is the leader. And he was a tough customer, Paul Baxter. He suffered a serious hand injury when Rick Vaive stepped on his hand after a fight. He had a nasty gash in his hand that required a lot of stitches, and took a long time for him to recover from it. Damage to his hand and affected his ability to fight after that. But he kept doing it for a long time. Now taken by Rob Scuderi. Snaps it out on right wing to Kunitz.
Really got to watch the changes here with 5 defense. They're going to get a little bit fatigued. This long change in the second period. That's another reason why you want good dumps. Keep it away from Smith so you can get that defenseman to change properly.
Now the pass for Cole, and lose him. TJ Crombeen in after the puck, but Letang just smoothly got back and beat him to it. Ahead to Bo Bennett. He drops it off to Daniel Winnick. He'll dump it in.
Yeah, but it's not hard enough.
Nope, right to Smith again. He sends it up the wall, but Winnick was waiting there to play it on his backhand of the corner for Bo Bennett. He's bumped from behind by Joe Vitale. We know that Vitale plays a physical brand of hockey, but Bo Bennett wins that battle. Tries to come to the net with it. He's pushed away from the goal by Andrew Campbell, the defenseman. Keeps hustling, though. Gets it to Winnick, who shoots it. That hits a body in front. Winnick able to get to the puck again behind the goal. Daniel Winnick, strong on the puck, centered it, bouncing up in the air in front of Smith. He had his eyes on it all the way. Now Bo Bennett drops it in front of the goal. And an excellent shift for that line. Bo Bennett and Daniel Winnick in particular, making things happen down low.
Yeah, Smith had lost his stick again. That puck came right across his feet and hit that stick that was laying helplessly on the ice.
Now Tekman Larson with it. Coyotes move it quickly. Arcabello on the ice, number 36 for the Coyotes. And there's a big hit down there by Ekman Larson on Craig Adams. He sent him down hard.
Yeah, Adams tried to confront him. Adams had 3 hits for Pittsburgh in the first period of play, leading the Penguins in that department.
Now he's hit by David Moss, and the Coyotes keep it in. And this shot by Stone up high. Fleury stops that. He comes back to Fleury. He's able to freeze it. And Arcabello lands on top of the flower while he freezes the puck. See the Pirates in the final spring training game of the season when they head to the city of brotherly love to play the Phillies. All of it comes from Citizens Bank Park Friday, April 3rd, starting at 6:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason on Root Sports. Pirates and Red Sox tied 2-2 today. Francisco Lariano pitched 4 scoreless innings, had 6 strikeouts. Starling Marte went 2 for 3 in that game. There's a long shot from the right point, blocked away by Fleury, and the Penguins try to get to center ice, but the Coyotes knock it right back into the Penguin zone. Lovejoy's lead pass is picked off. And the Coyotes dump it in again.
Another thing the Penguins are looking for is some offense from their defense. That's hard when you only have 5 and you're a little bit fatigued in the hockey game, Staggy. It kind of limits what you can do offensively. You're trying to kind of conserve your energy as you go along in the hockey game. Penguins have 20 goals from their defense.
Great chance here. Big save on Perron by Mike Smith. Got that big goalie pad out. He's a big goaltender at 6'4". He just stood tall there on a great scoring opportunity. Crosby set up Perron right in the high slot.
Yeah, Perron with that good wrist shot right off that left pad of Smith, who's been good. Look out here.
Shot by Dahlbeck, and that one was whistling up high off the glass behind Marc-Andre Fleury. Coyotes set it up again. It's Gagné on the goal line. He centered it to Doan going to the net. It was too hard to pass. Back to the front of the net again. Fleury made the save. Chipchura there with a rebound. And Fleury just pushes him wide by challenging him. He ended up behind the net.
He tried to go around the left pad of Fleury, but Fleury sealed that goal post. 2-on-1.
Como and Crosby. Dahlbeck is back. Como to Sid. The pass not there. It just doesn't develop. Now Como takes it. Finds Sid in the corner. He backhands it through the slot. Scuderi there. Back behind the net for Sidney Crosby. Now Como trying to play the puck, but Kunitz will get on it. Chris Kunitz is bumped by Dahlbeck, but controls the puck. Out to Scuderi. Crosby goes to the bench. Scuderi risks it to the goal. The save made by Smith. And then Como is dumped from behind in the slot. He's tired. He's got to get off. Penguins continue to pressure, though. Good work by Brandon Sutter. Kunitz is still on. Sutter sends it in front. And the stick of Smith prevented that pass from coming through. Now to the right side, and Cunningham can't get it out. Scuderi hustled over to keep it into the Coyotes zone. Penguins seem to be finding their legs now.
And some desperation, some real desperation on that shift by Kunitz especially.
Penguins are jumping now. Here comes Downey. Winnick heading to the net. Downey's shot blocked. And it comes to Cunningham. Back across now to John Moore.
You got to have to compete, Staggy. There's no way you can, no matter what team you're playing against in this league. And the Penguins have upped the ante in that department.
This is Bo Bennett with it now. A little toe drag. Threw it towards Winnick, who steered it on net. And the save made by Smith. And a quick counterattack now for the Coyotes. And it's Korpikoski working in the corner now for Joe Vitale, who's taken out of the play nicely by Lovejoy. And out to center now, Bo Bennett after it, but it's handled by Andrew Campbell. Campbell pressured by Bo Bennett. Left it for Korpikoski. Now it's big Connor Murphy backhanding it into the Penguin zone. Cole goes in. He was slew-footed there. That'll be a penalty. Joe Vitale took his legs out from under him.
Yeah, not a smart play at all by Vitale. And Cole's okay, and the Penguins have a delayed situation here. They get Fleury out for the extra attacker.
LaPierre skates in front of his own empty net. And here comes LaPierre. He's got Adams with him along with Sidney Crosby. LaPierre turns and looks back. Handling the puck, but then lost it out to center ice. He'll continue to control it, though. The Penguins still have the extra attacker on in the delayed penalty situation. And they make a line change during the delayed penalty. Como to Martin. Martin to LaPierre. LaPierre down the wing. Drops it back for Sidney Crosby. And across now to Letang. Letang to Sid, the one-timer. Blocked. Taken by Como. Held in. No. Sid was there. And the delayed penalty situation continues. I've never seen one this long. Not in a long time have I seen a team control the puck this long without a whistle. Here's Perron. He's open down the wing. Shoots and he just missed. Crosby got the rebound. And as he tried to pass it, is finally controlled by Arcabello. And that draws the whistle. Power play coming up.
Well, Perron with a great chance, stopped by the left pad of Smith. The Penguins on the power play.
The tally in the box for tripping Eric Cole.
There it is there. He took his feet right out from underneath him. Behind Marc-Andre Fleury. The Penguins had a great opportunity with the extra attacker. Right off the goalpost to the blocker side of Smith. Perron with another rocket shot. He's been dangerous in the second period and looking to get one by Mike Smith.
Penguins have outshot the Coyotes 9-4 here in the second period after being outshot 13-3 in the first. The Penguins have had 2 power play opportunities and failed to register a shot. Let's see if they can get one quickly here on this power play. UPMC Sports Medicine power play at that. Here's Paul Martin working it down low to Kunitz. Now to Letang. Crosby works the left side now to Paul Martin. Martin to Letang, the shot, and Smith makes sure there's no rebound with Kunitz standing right on the doorstep.
Kunitz deflected that. That was a big save by Smith off the Letang blast.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in the game. Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Great stuff there by the Pittsburgh power play. And Vitali's a penalty killer for Arizona. He's in the penalty box. And Letang let that shot go. Kunitz right where he's got to be. He was just not getting the breaks or the bounces right now. I redirected that right into the mid of Smith.
Penguins win the face-off on this power play. A big face-off win there. And set up now for Martin to Crosby. Crosby to Martin to Letang. Perron redirect just wide of the goal. Penguins looking sharper here in the second period on all facets of their game. And now it's the Coyotes. And Chipchura was held up as he came out of his own zone. Perron lost his stick in the process of doing that. No penalty was called. I think there could have been one there. And it's taken by Letang now deep in his own zone. Minute 11 to go on the penalty to Joe Vitale as Paul Martin lugs the puck ahead for the Penguins. To the right side of Perron. Try to return the pass to Martin, but then Letang held it in. And it was out and brought back over, so it is offside. A hand pass called, actually. Yeah. So that'll bring the face-off outside the blue line.
And Letang is checking his hand right now with right hand as he reached out and just kind of punched that puck almost. As the puck came up, it went off the right hand.
GMs are discussing whether or not they should just allow hand passes in all 3 zones, Bob. But you can only do it now in the defensive zone. Now Ian Cole dumps the puck in.
Look at that play by Smith.
Yes, and it goes in. He tried to clear it, and it hits the Penguin right in front of the net. And the Penguins get a goal the lucky way, and that's exactly what they've been needing. They needed a bounce like that for so long.
Smith made a real good play stopping the puck. It was a pretty decent dump in by Cole. Smith got out there, and he tried to go up the middle of the ice. And
hit
Sutter. Yeah. Sutter went right in the way. Did he glove it in? Are they going to have to check this? He put his hands up in the air, Staggy. I don't know if they're looking at this or not, but they're celebrating, and goal Pittsburgh. We'll take it.
Well, that is exactly what you said earlier about Smith handling the puck. You said that, you know, when a guy handles it that much, they're liable to do something wrong with it. And there's an example right there. The Penguins desperately needed that bounce. Power play goal. Brandon Sutter gets it off of Smith's clearing attempt. And now a shot wide by Lovejoy. to the far wall, and Cole tried to keep it in.
Well, you got to take those lucky bounces. Gotta have them. Finally get one.
Now Fleury freezes the puck, and there'll be a face-off in the Penguin zone.
Let's take a look at the overhead. Give Sutter a lot of credit. You get on the netminder when he's playing the puck. It almost looked like it went off his back there, didn't it, Saggy? Tough to tell. I just saw it quickly there, and for Sutter and for the Penguins, they needed to find a way to beat that man, and well, I guess he just beat himself.
Penguins will take it.
Oh, will they ever? But their desire and compete level in this second period has been vastly improved over the first.
Took them a while to get their legs going here today. Now handled by Lapierre. Lapierre's been really controlling the puck a lot here in the second period.
Marc-Andre Fleury tripped up one of the Coyotes. Crombie coming up from behind the net, and Phoenix bench didn't like it.
Now it's Bo Bennett into the corner. Bumped there by Ty McGinn. He sent it up the wall for Spalling. And it comes through now. Vitale able to get a stick on it, but then Scuderi is able to poke it right back into the Coyote zone. Connor Murphy sent a left wing pass that banked off the boards back into the Penguin zone. Letang to Bennett. Dishes it out to center for Crosby, who kicks it up to his stick. Can't get around the defense, but then Letang following on. Keeps it in the offensive zone. Coyotes, Ekman Larson up the wall now for Gagne. Turned it over to Como. Perron has to wait for Crosby to get onside. Just couldn't make it happen, so offside is called.
Now one more look at that goal. Smith off Sutter, and the Penguins have tied it. Mike, your team's compete level vastly improved here to start the second.
Oh, for sure. The first period we were not good. They just didn't have a lot of jump, and I thought that they came hard in the first period. And that power play that we had right away, we had some shots, we just didn't get them through. And we have to start converting when we have our chances, putting pucks to the net.
Thanks very much, Mike.
Thanks, Bob.
Well, they're doing it. And they've come out here with purpose here in this second period of play, and you can sense they've tilted the ice their way, Staggy.
Now Blake Como works the corner along with Sidney Crosby. But it's Kyle Chipchura getting the puck out to neutral ice. Crosby stays right with him, bumps him off the puck. And then it was Dahlbeck who worked it to the right side, where Doan turns and whips it up into the Penguin zone. Lovejoy goes back. Didn't get a lot on it there, but then the Coyotes couldn't really take advantage of it, as Kyle Chipchura just could not handle it. And now it's taken by the Coyote defense.
Look at this pressure by Crosby.
Torturing Ekman Larson there. Stone behind the net, sent it up the right wing. Perron got over, got a stick on it to keep it in. Good work by Perron, but then it was Downey trying to get a hold of it. It comes back to Letang and ahead to Kunitz, who finds Sutter off the bench. And his shot is stopped easily by Smith. And another face-off coming up in the Coyote zone.
Penguins are up to 15 shots now in the hockey game. And to me, you can just see a different attitude for this Penguin hockey team. When the goal went in, it was almost like there was a weight off the Penguins' shoulders. Everybody looked around. The players on the bench stood up and said, wow, we got a break here, we got a bounce. Well, you earn your breaks and your bounces. If Sutter doesn't get there to that goal line, you don't get that break or that bounce. So, yeah, you can get lucky in this game, but you earn some of those breaks and bounces you get, and Sutter earned that one.
Now it's Doan. Well, the other night, the Penguins had a great chance where Winnick had the puck in the slot, and he shot it. And they've been concentrating so much on going hard to the net. Downey was there in front and hit him instead of the goalie. And that's just the way things were going for the Penguins. But then now we get the one hitting a Penguin and going into the other team's net. And that's good news. So things are looking up. And here's Letang with a lane. Shooting, and a glove save by Smith. I think that shot was wide, but he still was able to glove it and hold on to it.
Yeah, he plays deep in his net, Smith, so he can see those pucks a little later than some goaltenders might be able to. Right on the goal line typically is Smith, and he's not very far out on his crease at all. They're not even out on the crease. He's in the blue paint, so it just gets that extra foot or two to see the puck in.
Smith's wife, Bridget, is a World Cup and Olympic skier. Of course, he was on the Canadian Olympic team, one of their spare goalies. Got the nod ahead of Marc-Andre Fleury for that assignment. There's Ian Cole sending it around now for Ben Lovejoy. Up to Spaulding, who looks in the middle. Winnick tipped it backwards, and it comes to Cole, who closes in and shoots it high off the glass. And it ricochets all the way to Ben Lovejoy at center. Penguins still playing without Christian Ehrhoff in this game. And that was a late situation because he did take the warm-up. So the Penguins are down to 5 defensemen here.
Well, Dave Tippett, it's been a tough year. They've made a lot of changes, and the goals allowed per game have gone to 3.25 and only averaging 2 goals per game. Boy, that's not the way you want your graph to look, Staggy. You're not going to win many hockey games like that.
Goal for the Penguins. Letang shot it. Is that another tip? Did Winnick get it? I'm not sure. He was swooping in front of the goal. Somebody was. I think it might be Daniel Winnick who got a stick on it. Either way, you can hear it ring off the crossbar into the net behind goaltender Smith, and the Penguins take a 2-1 lead.
Well, Letang, that puck came back to him, and it was rolling. He took his time. He wanted to make sure he got a lot. You know, he made good contact with that rolling puck. And there it is. It clipped maybe the Coyote or the Penguin. Very hard to tell that rolling puck. When it could have got it, you can see how deep Smith is in his net. Off the face-off win. There's Crosby with the face-off, the shot. And as Winnick goes by, could have definitely clipped the Coyote as well. Hard to tell there.
Winnick looked very happy, though, didn't he? And almost like a guy who has finally had scored a goal for the first time in a Penguin uniform. If not, he was on the ice for it, and Letang will get it if he doesn't.
You got credit for it, Winnick.
Good for him. I know we featured him in the open of our telecast. He hadn't scored in his first 10 games.
Crosby helping out there with an assist off the face-off win. He got the puck back a couple of feet, and then he was able to shuffle it back with a second effort, did Crosby. So look at the bouncing puck. And Letang is able to get that shot through. So you talk about bounces, the Penguins weren't getting them. Well, they're getting them now, but they're getting to the right spots. And they're shooting the puck.
Letang again with a shot, and a stick save by Smith sends the puck up into the netting in the near corner.
I believe that the Arizona Coyotes had a chance to go up 2-0 in this first period. They didn't get that second goal on the board. Marc-Andre Fleury shut the door, and now Winnick with his first goal as a Penguin in his 11th game has put the Penguins up 2-1 in this hockey game.
Played 3 seasons with the Coyotes from 07 to 2010, and he was taken 265th overall in the 04 draft. Another save made by Smith. The rebound gathered in now by Blake Como, and he sends it back in behind for Winnick, who's cut off behind the goal. Moss got over, got a stick on it, but hustling over to get it again for the Penguins is Winnick. Out to Letang, now to Como, he's got time, shoots it, and it's gloved by Smith.
You know, the Penguins are getting shots on that stadium. Once again, Letang shot the puck about 50 miles an hour on this one, maybe 40 miles an hour. He's just trying to get the puck through now. And now the Penguins are getting those tips and those bounces. And all of a sudden, Letang scores a goal in Dallas on the power play. It took him 55 games between power play goals. Now all of a sudden you get some confidence. Hey, if I get the puck there, maybe something good's going to happen. Well, it is, Chris, and things are looking up for this Penguin hockey team in this one.
Steve Doughty hustling in there against Michael Stone. Trying to reach in there and grab the puck. It comes up the wall for Lovejoy. Sends it back down into the corner for Sutter. Coyotes able to clear, though.
Love that here. Clearance by Kunitz. And again, to give Cole just a couple of extra seconds to get that puck out of the zone.
It was David Moss going in there on the forecheck, and Kunitz just ran like a moving pick.
Sidney Crosby is now tied Tavares and Alexander Ovechkin atop the point leaders in the National Hockey League, Staggy.
Crosby with that total in 67 games. The other guys have played 5 or 6 more games than Crosby.
I just heard the first verbal altercation between benches here in this hockey game. Not a lot of hatred between these two teams, I can tell you. Very little at all.
Well, they say familiarity breeds contempt, and none of us are very familiar with many of these players on this Coyotes team. And you have to bring a program tonight for sure. Now here's the puck handled by Kunitz as he comes into the Coyotes zone. Crisscrossing, shooting, saved by Smith, and again, He makes sure that there's no rebound with Ian Cole, the defenseman, driving to the net. A moment ago, Bob, we had a shot of Crosby and Como talking on the bench. And, of course, you've got to figure Sid's telling Como, these are the kind of things I want you to do. I don't play together all that much.
You got to have that kind of conversation. I thought Crosby in the first period once again was good, Staggy. You know, he was pushing, and in this period he's been getting on the forecheck. He's won face-offs here in the second period of play, and he's just letting his legs and his play speak for itself.
Spalling off the draw, couldn't shoot it. He pushes Connor Murphy off the puck in the corner. And it's taken now by Hodgman, and he'll carry the puck to center ice. Justin Hodgman, 26-year-old free agent, to the right wing corner. Sends it back in behind for Korpikoski. Former Ranger shuffles into the corner. Up to play it is Murphy. He's hit by Spalling. Letang has control. Hodgson hits him. Now Murphy shoots it and it's blocked. And the Penguins control. Scuderi into the middle for Spalling to the right wing and Bo Bennett. Couldn't take that pass cleanly. And the Coyotes go the other way. This is a chance here. Arcabello shooting, and where did that go? Off the crossbar and up into the netting. Boy, Arcabello really pulled the trigger there.
Oh, that was a rocket of a shot.
There was a turnover in the neutral zone that resulted in that chance.
Two-1 Penguins here in the second period, and there's a look at former Penguin Joe Vitale. A good friend who always kept me on my toes while on the bench. His pregame ice spraying antics were certainly creative. That's the best word I can come up with right now. I certainly miss his presence in the room, though the ice spraying, not so much. And for the record, he's not done anything with the Coyotes sideline reporter, Todd Walsh, at the moment.
Shot by Ekman Larson is kicked away by Fleury. Vitale was very good at that ice spraying, wasn't he? Now Stone firing one, and it's scooped up by Fleury with that big trapper, and he hangs on to it.
Yeah, we'll give Vitale an assist on the Penguins' first goal because he took a foolish penalty in the offensive zone. He tripped up Cole, and that led to the Penguins' first goal in this hockey game. I know it was a lucky break, but, you know, the Penguins had that extra attacker on the ice, Staggy.
2-1 Pittsburgh here in the second period. Things have turned around for the Penguins after a tough first. And they've earned it. Here's Como now into the Arizona zone. Sends it back in behind the goal. Winnick overskated.
Winnick's on the line with Crosby and Como.
Now it's Como shooting, and it's off the toe of Smith to the far side. Martin sends it back down low for Crosby, who backhanded it in front. And it comes through now for Lovejoy. Lovejoy skates all the way in behind the goal, and then he passes it back out to where he would normally be, except Winnick was covering for him, and then the Coyotes able to get control of it. Doan backhands it into the slot area for Ekman Larson. Back behind the net for Doan. Off his stick to the near wing. Lovejoy forcing it back to center. Crosby dishes it off to Winnick. Quick 2-on-1 develops. This is Como shooting to the goal. Winnick trying to get a hold of it. It was weird the way that puck came slowly to the goal after Como pulled the trigger.
Yeah, he fanned on it, Steggy. He wanted to go upstairs and up under the bar, but it went low and still fooled the netminder.
Kunitz with a lane here. Kunitz shooting, and that's off the stick of Moore and up into the netting behind the Arizona goal.
Kunitz jumping off the bench in behind the Coyotes defense with a good opportunity. Shot after shot. Kunitz waiting for the change. He's sitting on the ledge. And here, come on, let's get the change. Let's get it. And finally they do get it. There's Kunitz in behind the defense. There's some good hop to get the 22nd shot on net for the Penguins.
Klaus Dahlbeck sends it out to center ice where Chris Letang moves it towards the right wing. Out of the reach of Downey and taken by John Moore. He finds Reeder. He finds Dahlbeck. Dahlbeck on his backhand cutting in against Letang. And he dished it back out to the short side, and a sneaky play there with Reeder right there to the left of Fleury. And Fleury was able to make the save on him. That was a good play by Dahlbeck. Here's Downey with a slap shot, and Smith with those big goalie pads kicks it out. And Letang holds it into the corner. Back to get it goes Connor Murphy. The Coyotes do have some tall defensemen. Murphy is 6'4", 212. Penguins continue to control. Sutter with a shot, and Smith square to the shooter. Makes the save on Brandon Sutter. Let's take a look at the two goals that were scored here in the second period. Enjoy them.
That one off Sutter. Hello. And this one off Winnick and under the bar on a face-off win by Sidney Crosby. So Winnick getting out there with Crosby on the ice in this hockey game. As Perron is playing with Spaulding now. The Penguins have changed their lines up a little, Staggy.
From the draw, Spaulding winning it, and Bo Bennett in on the forecheck, but they swing it by him to the corner. Bennett comes over, takes a piece of the Coyote on the near wall. That keeps the play pretty much alive in the offensive zone, but now the player who was hit, Andrew Campbell, sends it over to his partner. And Murphy sent it up into the Penguin zone, and to get it goes Scuderi. Back around near side, Perron chopping it out of the zone and up into the Coyotes' end. Murphy back to play with Bennett following on. Bennett again hustling to get to the loose puck. Perron can't control it. Now he trips time again. That'll be a penalty. It was an accidental, inadvertent trip there. Nevertheless, it is a trip, and it will be a power play for the Coyotes.
Well, you got to get your stick out of there, and that's minor penalties in 5 straight games for Perron. That's not going to get you in the good books. And not in the game. You just can't put your stick in a situation right there. See, it's one hand on the stick, Staggy, so, you know, not really inadvertent.
I hear you.
Yeah. And the face-off down all the way down the end, and the Coyotes on their power play. Pittsburgh have killed, coming into this game in the last 5 games, they've killed 14 straight, and there's a big face-off win getting that puck down.
What's the opposite of inadvertent, Bob? Advertent? 2:27 to go in the period. Perron in the box, and the Coyotes 0 for 1 with a man advantage. They do have a shorthanded goal in this game, their only goal. Penguins again send it down. The Penguins penalty killing has been really good all year, despite the fact that they've been shorthanded 3rd most in the NHL. This is their 249th time shorthanded in the season. Now Reeder leaves it for Ekman Larsson, whose slap shot is gloved down by Fleury. Ekman Larsson, if he were playing in the East, would have a much higher profile, I think. He's got 19 goals, and he's definitely Norris Trophy caliber defenseman who may someday win that award.
Yeah, 227 shots, second amongst defensemen coming into this hockey game. 19 goals, the only defenseman to lead his team in scoring, and yeah, he's a good one.
Off the draw, Letang races over against Ekman Larsson, and he just got a stick on that, but it came through so that it could be carried ahead by LaPierre. Short-handed is LaPierre against John Moore. I've never seen LaPierre control the puck for as long stretches as he has in this game. Now it's Ekman Larsson lugging it back for the Coyotes.
They're letting him go, and they're taking away the drop pass. See Winnick there? He let Ekman Larsson go, and he took away the drop pass opportunity to Gagne. I love that play by Winnick. And you know, when they picked him up from Toronto, nobody had more shorthanded minutes than Winnick, the goal scorer today.
Gagne centers the Reeder, a shot. Fleury looked back over his shoulder and then was bumped by Shane Doan. And those two joust a little. But that was a case of Fleury making a save and not being quite sure where the puck was. And then he was bumped by Shane Doan.
Take a look at the play by Winnick. He's going to let the puck carrier carry that puck by him. I'm not even going to go on him. I'm going to take away Gagne, the guy number 9 behind the play. Great. I love that kind of smarts. And then there's the chances. Fleury gets bumped just a little bit in front.
Bob, you think that Winnick did that because it was drawn up that way? In other words, the Penguins scouting what they
exactly.
do? So it's not like he's improvising. That's something that's probably planned.
That's smarts. That's that's what you look at in those penalty killing meetings with Gary Agnew prior to the game.
Ekman Larsson controls, looking to find a shooting angle, hands it off to Michael Stone. And over to the near side, Hodgman rather. And now the shot from the far side by Ekman Larsson, stopped by Fleury, and the rebound. Penguins able to get it all the way down. A minute to go in the period. 20 seconds remaining on the Perron penalty. The Penguins only up by 1, so this is an important penalty kill the rest of the way here.
Same thing. Look at Adams. Just let Stone go with the puck. Takes away Arcobello.
So Stone wraps it around near side, and is taken there by Korpikoski. 3 seconds to go on the penalty. This is Stone shooting, and the Penguins were able to deflect it away. Stone was looking for a shot pass there, a redirect. And Stone now diving ahead. Adams comes over. Perron out of the box has control of the puck. And there's only 25 seconds to go in the period. The Penguins will maybe get one more crack at the net here if they can maintain possession. Coyotes trying to get it out.
That's a penalty.
There's a, yep.
Winnick got his stick knocked out of his hand. They're not going to call it a penalty. It should have been a penalty. So I take it back when I say that's a penalty. Korpikoski knocking the stick out of Winnick's hands.
And icing is called with 10.8 to go in the period.
And that's what you talked about here, Steggy. Despite all those times shorthanded and the penalty minutes leading, the Penguins still rank 4th in the National Hockey League at 85.4%.
Remember the first couple games, Bob? It was a disaster. Penalty killing wasn't any good. The power play was incredible. And it took about 3 games for the Penguins to get into gear on their penalty kill under the new coaching staff.
Yep.
And it's been great ever since. Another icing call against the Coyotes now 2.6 seconds ago.
Yeah, he's coming out. You pull the goalie, 2.6.
There he goes.
Yeah, Fleury was clean in the crease. And now he looks up, 2.6. That's not enough time to score. I don't believe for the Coyotes. I think Roger Nielsen said 3 seconds. Get him out of there. Anything under 3 seconds. Let's try to get a
coach Roger Nielsen.
Yep, the late
Captain Video, they call him.
Yep.
Crosby directing traffic before the draw. Look at all the Penguins bunched up there in the slot area. 4 of them over there, and Crosby can't win it. So that'll end the period, but a good period for the Penguins, a really good one. The shots are now even at 24 after the Penguins take 21 shots on goal in that second period of play.
Yeah, Cole getting involved with Korpikoski after the second period expires, but what a good period that was for Pittsburgh as they get the shot total up to 24 and they lead this game.
Let's go to Paul and Jay in Pittsburgh.
All right, Stagg and Bob, thank you very much. And I think Bobby said it pretty well. A very good period for the Penguins.
Yeah, and then you needed a bounce. They got a couple bounces that went their way. Good for Winnick, because Winnick the other night had the tying goal on his stick, and we saw what happened. Just hard work in front of net, hits his own guy. But, yeah, look, they had to come out to something. Did you think they get 21 shots? No, but they needed to play. That's when you use the desperate term right there. They need to be desperate going into the second period. They play good, hard, fast, and then they get a couple of bounces that go their way, which you'll take, and they deserve it.
Straight ahead on our second intermission report, we'll have a Dan Potash interview. Jay will get out the telestrator, and we'll get you set for period number 3. All of that straight ahead right here on Root Sports. After 2 periods, the Penguins lead it by the score of 2-1. If you're just joining us, here's what you missed. It's presented by your Western Pennsylvania Honda dealers.
Martin's the lone man back. Crosby getting back as well. Reeder to the goal, and he scores. Loose around the net again, and it squirts back out. Fleury's down on his backside. He makes the save without a stick. Ian Cole dumps the puck in.
Look at that, the play by Smith.
Yes, it goes in. He tried to clear it, and it hits the Penguin right in front of the net. And the Penguins get a goal.
Staggy. Not going to win many hockey games like that.
Goal for the Penguins. Letang shot it. Is that another tip? Did Winnick get it? I'm not sure. He was swooping in front of the goal. Somebody was. And it was Winnick who got the goal. You're credited for it, Bob. And both Penguin goals, neither one of them was really shot into the net, but they don't care. They'll take them both.
No, they both count the same way, don't they? And Chris Letang, he's shot 7 pucks towards the net. He's got 4 on the cage, and he's our Bill Masterton nominee this year. Chris Letang is in his 21.5, and there's exactly who Bill Masterton is, Staggy, and that's why it's called the Memorial Trophy, named in his honor. Exemplifies qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to ice hockey, and is often awarded to a player who's come back from a career or life-threatening illness or injury.
Which, of course, Chris Letang has from the stroke, and he passed away as a result of a head injury. His head hit the ice, but interesting stories have come out since his death that suggest that maybe he already had, Bill Masterton, a head injury, that the previous one, a previous concussion, and he had been complaining about migraine headaches only the night before the game, and that he was injured, and eventually he died from the injury in that game. But obviously a tragic story back in 1968, and his name lives on, and his memory is well represented by a lot of great hockey players who've won that award. Ben Lovejoy moves it up the right wing as the Penguins are looking to close it out here in the third period and get a win on this road trip. Cole to Kunitz, a shot and a save by Smith, and no rebound.
Good play, Cole to Kunitz. Kunitz, a little tap of the pads to Cole. You know, and Kunitz is looking for that quick shot. He's looking for that bounce. The Penguins have got 2 so far in the hockey game, and for Chris, it's going to come. I mean, he's getting around the net. He's getting close.
Crosby trying to get to the puck. Oh, just as he was ready to pull the trigger, Ekman Larsson grabbed it and prevented him from shooting the puck. Out to Paul Martin. Martin under siege. Crosby comes back to help him out and dumps it across the ice to Chris Letang.
And boy, that was a tough play there, and there's a trip in the neutral zone. Again, Crosby's drawing another penalty.
And the Penguins again in delayed penalty situation. The last time they were in this situation, it lasted 1 minute and 1 second before the Coyotes were finally able to get possession of the puck and draw the whistle. Here's Como controlling now. Down low for Crosby. Centers. Comes all the way through, and the Penguins continue to control. Letang with it. Into the corner now for Crosby. Up top to David Perron. Now over to Paul Martin. And the Penguins just play catch with the puck right now as Letang controls it on the left wing boards. And finally, it's taken by Arcobello, and the Penguins will go to work with a man advantage.
Well, Crosby carrying a lot of speed. You know, he comes from behind the play, and when he gets it in the neutral zone, he's flying. And there's a trip. You reach out, you trip a man. You just got to let him go. Good stuff for Crosby, and the Penguins get to that power play. You'd feel a little bit better with a little more cushion here today. A lot of teams winning. Florida getting 2 more points here, and you don't want to look behind you. But those teams, even teams out of the playoffs like Florida, are only 5 behind right now where the Penguins sit.
And the Ottawa Senators keep on winning, and they keep on scoring a lot of goals. They had 5 more in the game tonight against Toronto. Now the Coyotes shorthanded. Korpikoski had it roll off his stick, and is taken by Chris Kunitz. He drops it off to Letang. Now to Crosby. He was hit by Korpikoski, who takes a pass at center. And he'll just rag the puck for a moment to kill some time. This is Andrew Campbell for the Coyotes, dumping into the Penguin zone. And David Moss in after it. Took it away from Paul Martin. He has a man going to the net. It was Reeder. Reeder already has a shorthanded goal in this game. And he sends it behind the Penguin net, hustles around Paul Martin to get to it again.
He's got good hotness, Reeder.
Yeah, he's a good hockey player, isn't he? Now he's hit by 2 Penguins. Martin and Letang teamed up. And now he intercepts a pass, shoots it, and saved by Fleury. He almost scored another goal there. As Perron tried to pass it, it was picked off by Reeder, and Fleury had to make a huge save, or this game will be tied.
Well, the Penguins are out of sorts with the good speed by Reeder. And when you force a pass up the middle of the ice and it doesn't work for you, it can spell trouble. And Reeder almost had a second short-handed goal of this hockey game.
And now they win the draw. Doan works it to the point to Ekman Larsson. His shot sails up into the netting. I said at the top of the telecast that Doan's the only captain the Coyotes have ever had. That's not true. He actually is the most tenured captain. We said that, 11 years. But we were forgetting about one Keith Tkachuk. It was so long ago, I forgot about him. But, of course, he was the captain that came with the Coyotes when they moved from Winnipeg to Phoenix. And then he moved on to play for the St. Louis Blues and ultimately also the Atlanta Thrashers. Here's Como down the wing. He turns the corner on the backhand, sends it back out to the point. Cole, Como, shoots it, blocked, and Chiktura had it taken away nicely by Sutter to Como. And out to Cole. Back to Blake Como. Down, he's in front of the net. Lovejoy fires and the save made. And Smith able to glove it.
Well, we talked a little bit about the games here tonight, and this is what the updated Eastern Conference standings look like right now. And there you see Ottawa, Staggy. They're out of the wild card spot right now, but they're at 83. So they are 5 back, and it's the Florida Panthers who are 8 back of the Penguins. They're trying to get into the mix. Washington lost 3-0.
Letang off the draw. And the shot is blocked. Cole gets it. Still 14 seconds to work with on this Arcobello penalty. The Penguins could use one more here, couldn't they, on this power play?
Yes, yes.
And now Letang with it.
Look at that interference by Perron.
Crosby across the ice, and it's broken up as it was headed towards Kunitz. Crosby again to Perron, and across for Letang, and another good piece of stick work there by Andrew Campbell, preventing that pass from coming through. And now Arcobello out of the box, dumps it to the corner. Reeder gets in there first. Decided not to play the puck, and it's shot to the net and steered away by the blocker of Fleury. Ekman Larsson was the man who shot it, and he just pulls the trigger any chance he gets. Here comes Crosby against Ekman Larsson. Poked it right off his stick. And he is really a solid D-man. That's a great matchup to watch. Sidney Crosby against Ekman Larsson. Here goes Arcabello now into the Penguin zone. Shoots it up high on Fleury, who makes the save. Reeder in on the puck now in the corner. Spalling took it away ahead to Bo Bennett. He got a quick pass over to Lapierre. He shoots it straight on. And it's steered away by Smith. Lapierre gets to the puck on the near wall, but it's taken away by David Moss, who got it out the center. Now on the right wing, it's Bo Bennett. Bennett centers for Lapierre. It comes right back to Bo Bennett. Out now to Scuderi. Slap shot intentionally wide. Actually, Spalling redirected that shot on, and Smith made the save. Now Bennett knifing his way around the defenseman Dahlbeck and brings it up top. Bennett now skating with confidence for the first time in a while. Lifted it towards the net. It's knocked down. Bennett has it again. Bo Bennett feeling it right now. Passes it to Spalling, who got knocked down from behind by Moore. He moves it across the rink. Where it's taken now by Hodgman. And Hodgman trying to come to the net. Fleury poked it away where Lapierre has been out here a long time. Banks it off the boards, and Lapierre will go to the bench. This is Cunningham with it. He's hit hard on the near side. He went down. Paul Martin got him, and now Adams on the far side trying to get it out. Get some help from Andrew Evatt. Penguins up by a goal, 2-1. Paul Martin with it. Ahead for Evatt. Andrew Evatt shoots it. Big rebound, but Adams couldn't get there first. Now it's Andrew Evatt taking the left wing pass, and it goes in behind the Coyotes defense. Ekman Larsson took a hit but made the play up the wall for Connor Murphy. He doesn't gain the red line. He dumps it in, but it's not icing as Fleury scrambles out. Letang quickly moves it to Kunitz. He dumps it down into the Coyote zone. Como on the puck. Back for Kunitz. Hit by Gagne. Scuderi steps up. Keeps it alive. Crosby with the puck. Backhand shot. He just missed.
Oh, wow. What a great opportunity there. I don't know if the Waffle got it or not from Smith. Good backhand by Crosby.
Kunitz with it now. The pass for Como went behind him. And this is Gagne. He's gone 9 games without a goal. He dumps the puck in, but it's off a stick up into the netting. And we'll take a break. The Penguins leading by 1.
Time now for a Subway sandwich of the game and a one-man wrecking crew. Paul Martin on Reeder. And then making some roadkill out of Cunningham, Staggy. And boy, you really got to give it to Martin and the rest of this defense. Only 5 defense. Christian Ehrhoff did not. I thought he was going to start the game. Took warm-up. Didn't play for the Penguins here in this one, and they were limited to 5D all game.
A whistle at the line and an offside call. The Coyotes really have a tough time on home ice. 10-21-5. That's the worst record of the NHL. Their last regulation home win was January 8th against the Jets. This is a guy who's accustomed to winning, Dave Tippett, with 485 wins since 02-03. Only Mike Babcock and Joel Quenneville have more wins than Dave Tippett.
Yeah, played for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Whoa, the puck goes into the Penguins bench. On the latest in the room, Blake Como returns to the lineup against Detroit and makes an immediate impact. Sidney Crosby surprises the Little Penguins by helping out at their practice at Consol Energy Center, and much more in the room tonight after postgame on Root Sports. Puck is worked out to center ice, and Rob Scuderi goes back forward along with Ben Lovejoy, and the pairings have been a mishmash here tonight as a result of that absence of Christian Ehrhoff. Joe Vitale is in chasing the puck now. Lovejoy sends it up the boards, and now Brandon Sutter will try to get the puck out of the Penguin zone. Sends it up the wall to center off the glove of Downey, and that's a hand pass. See, there's an example. They want to get rid of the hand pass and just allow it. That would have been one time where he put his glove out to stop the puck, and it just went right over to his teammate's stick. And you'd have a flow going. You'd have the puck coming through center ice, but instead you have a face-off.
You could bat it out and maybe get a breakaway or two. There might be a few more goals scored around the net. You could be knocked on your can, and you could shuffle it with your hand to your buddy who's standing on the doorstep. Why not? You can kick it. Kick it to your buddy.
Now it's Como with it. He turns and banks it off the boards.
There's a hand pass again. And why are we stopping the play? I agree with you totally, Staggy. Let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. Paul Dvorsky came over that last time out. He said his last game will be April 5th. Penguins-Flyers game. That will be Devo's last game in his 26-year career. Wow.
This is brother Greg is the linesman. Letang racing back to the puck. Out there with Chipchura, and it squirts free for Paul Martin. Up the wall now for Kunitz, into the middle for Crosby. To the right wing and Como. Got a bit of a step on Ekman Larsson, but man, is he good. He got over there and just ran Como right into the corner. Then he went down. And he is getting himself up slowly down there. So Ekman Larsson's been injured. Here comes Stone looking back for Gagne, and the Penguins picked it off. Ekman Larsson really hurting as he goes back to the Coyotes bench. Crosby drops it off to Kunitz. The shot and a save by Smith. And no rebound. And we'll get a look at Ekman Larsson over there to see how he's feeling after falling into the corner boards.
Yeah, he engages. You can see he just goes in there with his left shoulder into the boards as he gets just a piece of Como and kind of stumbles and can't protect himself and goes in with that left shoulder right into the edge of the boards. So let's see if he's going to be able to play the remainder of this game.
Reaching in there around his collarbone area. Boy, he is a player, isn't he, Bob?
Oh, fun to watch. Great play there. Crosby tried to freeze him in the middle of the ice. Still made a nice play over to Como.
Well, the Coyotes still, one shot away from tying this game. The Penguins are in need of another goal here, I think. Here's Spaulding coming to center ice. Drops it off. Cole looking and shooting, and it's blocked. He gets it back. Trying to move it in front. And it hit Hodgman. Over to the corner goes Campbell. He's bumped. But the Coyotes have possession, and they come back. Good back pressure there by Spaulding, and that's what Brandon Sutter was talking about in the interview with Dan Potash. The way the forwards are coming back. Here comes LaPierre. He's got a man open. Downey to the net. A shot. Great save by Smith with a glove on Steve Downey.
He just stole it. Downey had that one ticketed just inside the goal post, and Smith was able to read that backhand play by LaPierre. It was a wide pass. Boy, Smith was just sitting there waiting for it, wasn't he? It's like picking cherries. Wow, what a save.
Steve Downey in his 400th game in the NHL, looking for his 13th goal of the year.
Well, there was that insurance marker the Penguins were looking for. Still a one-shot game.
And Sutter leaning in to take the face-off. Well, the Hawks beat the Coyotes recently 2-1 and outshot the Coyotes 44-18. So Smith has done this before. The Penguins now have 32 shots to 27 for the Coyotes. Sutter working hard now for Kunitz. Back for Sutter. Sutter protects the puck. Arcabello in there trying to take it away, and finally the Coyotes do come out of there with it. Moss works it up the left side. Reeder again getting a step on Martin, and now here's the great defensive work of Paul Martin at the other end of the rink. The stuff that he can do with the stick. He took it away from Reeder. It's the subtle things that Martin and Ekman Larsson do. Martin again trying to move it on to his partner Scuderi. Now he pries it free from Moss and finds Downey, who just dumps it rink wide. But it comes to where it's going to be handled now down the right wing by Michael Stone, the defenseman who shot it to the goal. Fleury easily handles that over to Winnick, and out to center, which is unable to be received by Downey, and Downey is at the end of his shift, and that's an icing call. So they're going to have to bring Downey back to the defensive zone for a faceoff, and he's tired.
Well, if Ekman Larsson is unavailable, his 19 goals are tops on this Coyote team, and 11 goals at home is second amongst NHL defensemen. So they're losing their leading scorer. He's still on the bench, but we'll see if he's going to join.
He did have a shoulder injury earlier in the season, Bob. John Moore moves it along now for Michael Stone. His brother Mark plays for the amazing Ottawa Senators. Here comes Crosby into the Arizona zone. Crosby shoots it. He's trying to sneak it in on the short side above the right shoulder of Smith, but now it comes right back to the Coyotes, and off they go into the Penguin zone. It is Doan for Gagne. Gagne. And it knocked off his stick back up into the Coyote zone.
Ekman Larsson was joining the rush there. Doan went back to the point. Ekman Larsson on the ice with it right now.
Long lead pass. Ouch. That was intended for Vitale, who ran right into a Penguin in the neutral zone. Now Ian Cole with it. He banks it off the boards. Cole having trouble getting around Shane Doan. Staying there, right there with him. And now the Coyotes, they're working a little bit harder right now as time again. The former Flyer was trying to make something happen. But David Perron comes back. Trying to get it to Downey, and offside called on the Penguins. 9:11 remaining in the third period. Pittsburgh 2 and Arizona 1.
2-1 Penguins with just over 9 minutes to go here in the third period. And earlier we told you about the Coyotes retro night on March the 6th, but we did not tell you what Mike Smith did to the back of his mask on that evening. He featured the likeness of Alice Cooper, who resides here in Arizona and is a longtime fan of the Coyotes. On the back of that mask, of course, Cooper was at the game, as you saw, and was pleased with the results. Longtime hockey fan here in the Valley of the Sun, guys.
When's he going to don that mask?
Shot fired wide by McGinn. McGinn trying to get a hold of it. Centered now, look out. It's Crombeen holding it. Crombeen shoots it and it's blocked. And the Coyotes seem to have something going there, but they never got a good shot to the goal. And the Penguins are happy with that. It's just 2-1.
I was looking for that mask tonight, Staggy. I got to tell you. I said,
well, you might. Hey, if you're lucky, Bob, you might even see Alice Cooper himself because he comes to the games, and sometimes he'll play down there in the concourse area with his band. I saw Alice Cooper play in Pittsburgh a long time ago, back in the 70s when he first started at the old Stanley Theater. Now here are the Coyotes coming out of their own zone and moved up into the middle, and stepping up on the play is Chris Kunitz against Justin Hodgman, who played at Metallurg in the KHL, the team that Genny Malkin played for in Magnitogorsk. Here's Sutter down the right wing now into the Coyote zone. He drops it off to Downey. Downey shoots it from a sharp angle, and the blocker save made by Smith. And a quick counter now for Arizona. Korpikoski with pressure from behind from Sutter again. Unable to make a play as he tried to enter the Penguin zone.
Well, you don't need another goal. I mean, you'd like to have one, comfortability, but shut it down right now. You got to have the back pressure. Got to have it. 2-1.
Here's Cunningham throwing it across the rink. Reeder again down the wing.
Especially on Reeder. Look out here on this change. Penguin had a lot of white jerseys on.
And a quick shot taken by Como is wide of the target. Off the corner boards, racing over to keep it in was Daniel Winnick. Back around to the far wing where Reeder will take it.
Boy, speed. You can really notice speed. You notice this Reeder kid out here because of his legs, Staggy. And you notice Crosby because of his legs.
Crosby with it right now, and he finds his man, Ben Lovejoy, who can scoot himself. He backhands it off the glass and around to the far corner. Cole moves up for the Penguins. Ian Cole for Daniel Winnick. Winnick protects the puck. Moves it to the point. Lovejoy shot, and it's right into the belly pad of Smith. And another faceoff coming up in the Arizona zone. Let's go down to Bob Airy, who's ringside, standing next to Tyson Nash down there.
Yeah, you know, I'm watching the coaches a lot of times here. When the puck gets to the blue line, and if it doesn't get deep, you see the coaches, you know, they'll be talking. We got to get that puck in deep. All those things right now, when there's 5, 6, 7 minutes left in a hockey game, the simple plays are going to be what gets it done. Get puck deep at the far blue line. Get them out at your own blue line. Chip the pucks high off the glass. And we've seen the Penguins back check a little bit more zealously here, starting from the second period and into this late third period, Staggy. So they've upped the ante after that first period, which we all know was subpar.
Yeah, they were having a tough time getting their legs going at the beginning of this game after no morning skate, after no practice yesterday. You get a whistle here, and a face-off coming up in the neutral zone.
Don't give the Coyotes any reason to think that they can get that next one on the board. Keep the puck in the offensive zone. We saw Cole pinch the last shift. We saw Lovejoy pinch the last shift offside here against the Coyotes. And And for Pittsburgh, pressure all over the ice right now, and keep your sticks to yourself. Don't give the official any opportunity to call a penalty on you.
LaPierre dumps it into the Coyote zone and gets in after it. Smith has to wait for it to come to the trapezoid. Sends it over to the corner to Andrew Campbell. And back around now for Connor Murphy. Right wing pass to Shane Doan. Right on him was Nick Spaulding, who moved it back on defense to Scuderi. And that's just a good systematic work there by the Penguins to get the puck up into the Arizona zone. And they'll make a change. Doan in deep on the play, try to wind it out. Now it's Kyle Chipchura, tripped up a bit by LaPierre, but Chipchura able to escape that forecheck of the Penguins and move it along for Murphy to the right wing and Doan. And now for Gagne. Gagne around the cage. Scuderi stays with him. Gagne works it out now to Dahlbeck, whose shot missed the net. There's going to be a penalty here.
Yeah, this will be on Letang as that puck came off that back wall. And Dahlbeck was there. Letang looked like he twisted him around. There's the hook. There's the power play that Arizona will get. And Letang not available to the Penguins on this one. 2-1 Pens. Well, Chris Letang is in the penalty box, and without Ehrhoff in the lineup tonight, there is how the ice time has been distributed with only 5 defensemen available to go here. And the Penguins didn't even have another body they could put in the lineup, Staggy, if they wanted to go with 13 forwards and 5 defensemen. So they're short one tonight.
LaPierre just won a big faceoff. Now he gets out to center to bother Ekman Larson. Finally, Reeder gets hold of it. There's LaPierre again to take it and wheel it back up into the Arizona zone. This is a gigantic situation in the game right here with Letang not able to be on the ice to add to that ice time total in the box. And the Coyotes looking to tie the game with a man advantage. They have the 7th ranked power play in the league. It's ranked number 2 on the road and only number 22 at home. But with a guy like Ekman Larson back there who's got 9 power play goals, it's always going to be dangerous.
Don't let him get set up. The Penguins have done a good job so far here. We're over 40 seconds into it.
Here's Gagne. Dropping it off now to Moore. Ekman Larson to Moore. Cross ice, Gagne. Reeder's in the high slot. Moore to Ekman Larson. Back in front, Doan is there. And I think he was poke checked by Fleury as he tried to get hold of that puck and turn it around and face the net. Now Gagne for Reeder in the far wall. Martin steps in trying to get a hold. He's trying to get enough of it to just get it up the wall, but he couldn't. Still though, back in front of the net where Scuderi's able to shovel it all the way down the ice.
Ekman Larson so deceptive as he got that shot to the net, to the feet of Fleury and Shane Doan, the captain. Boy, he looked one way and shot the other way. I love it.
Ekman Larson finds his man Hodgman going down the left wing against Lovejoy, a pair of 12s. And now up the wall for LaPierre, but he couldn't get it out. Ekman Larson tried to work it to the corner. LaPierre now after Ekman Larson to get around him, following on his Winnick, and it's offside.
Offside. And Ekman Larson knew he was going to take a penalty. He had subtle interference after his pass was blocked. He dropped the stick and he didn't get penalized for it. Take a look. There's the block by LaPierre. Then there's a subtle interference. He drops the stick. He doesn't get called. And then LaPierre goes offside on Winnick. Wow, what an opportunity missed there for Pittsburgh. But good pressure on that point.
Oliver Ekman Larson over to Michael Stone. For Hodgman. Lovejoy takes him into the boards again. Sutter turns, fires it, and it goes up into the bench area, right over near where Bob Airy is standing.
They're going to say it hit something. It went along the dasher, and then it went into the bench, and they're going to discuss where this faceoff is going to go. Take a look at Ekman Larson. Look at it. Looks one way, shoots the other. I mean, that didn't even trick you on camera.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's really good. And he can move his feet and his hands at the same time. It's just unbelievable. This faceoff is going to go to the center ice, and Coyotes can't believe it. They want, look at an exclamation right now. Tippett wants it.
Boy, he's mad too, Dave Tippett. And you know the old story, Bob. When you're at the bottom of the standings in the NHL, you don't get too many breaks.
Oh, you know how that goes.
And you just feel like the whole world's dumping on you sometimes. I can remember Eddie Olczyk. It used to drive him crazy when he coached the Penguins prior to the lockout. Puck back into the corner. Paul Martin goes back to get it. He's hit on the play. Open man, a shot with Fleury made the save.
What a save.
On Arcobello. That was a huge save there. Arcobello is wide open. Trying to come back to haunt the Penguins, and now Crosby goes the other way.
The puck just squirted out from behind the net. Arcobello wide open in front, and Fleury with a big pad save.
This is Hodgman coming back now for Gagne. Sam Gagne winds it around to the near wall. Over to play it now is Moore. He risks it down low. Nice move in front by Chip Chura, but then he's stripped of the puck at the last second by Rob Scuderi. And all of a sudden you feel a little bit more desperation in the Coyotes game. Like they feel like they need to work a little harder to maybe tie this game up. And then a shot taken by Dahlbeck is blocked by the Penguins. And the Penguins will have to match that late desperation from the Coyotes. Shane Doan feeds it down deep. And behind the goal taken by Chris Letang. Gets his feet moving to swing around Gagne. Move it out to center to Winnick, who's had a good game tonight. He finds Sutter. Down he drives to the net. Sutter's shot. Smith the save. Sutter gets to the rebound. Overskates, but now moves it along for Downey. And Downey finds Sutter behind the net. Good work for the Penguins here down low. And Sutter moved it out to the point where Cole risks it down the boards. And the Coyotes can't get it out. Sutter's shot is stopped. The rebound. Downey gets to it. In behind the net for Winnick. Back to Downey in the corner. And now it's the Penguins controlling the puck in the Arizona zone. Downey sends it back behind for Winnick. Changes direction behind the goal. Arcobello watching him now. Penguins are able to make a change with all this going on in the offensive zone as LaPierre jumped on and he goes over to the puck. LaPierre is going to try to keep that puck in the offensive zone a little bit longer. And that's all the Penguins are trying to do now. They'd like to score, but the main thing is just keep the ice tilted here and prevent the Coyotes from getting up ice and getting their goaltender out. Now it's Winnick hustling over. Dahlbeck gets the stick on the puck. And the Coyotes finally are able to go north. And it's Arcobello shooting it wide. And in on the puck first is Ian Cole. Penguin defenseman backhands it up the boards. Didn't get it out though. Now it's Lovejoy getting a stick on it in front of the goal. Ekman-Larsson will go back and get it in his own zone. It's going to be an icing infraction. No, they wave it off. He tried to delay and make it look like he couldn't get there. And now a chance for Adams maybe if Downey can get him the puck. He was open in the slot. But Adams comes back to the bouncing puck with 1:15 to go in the game. Letang ahead now for Spaulding, who steers it in. Hodgman sends it back. Lead pass up the wing. Shane Doan turning, looking for the trailer. He's got him. It's Stone shooting, and a glove save made by Fleury on Michael Stone.
With the extra attacker on the ice, Smith just came off. And Doan was able to post up on his off wing with the spin. Hit the late man. Gets by Como, but not by Marc-Andre Fleury. Fleury earlier in the shift prior to that makes a big save up Arcobello. There's the poke check on a spin play. Good job by Scuderi as well, stick on stick. But Marc-Andre Fleury was never won in Arizona. He's 57.5 seconds away from doing that. And in this game, 3 goals. The first one, shorthanded by the speedy Reeder as he beats Flower on the blocker side. But then a fortuitous bounce off Sutter as Smith tried to clear it. It went in the net. And then another bounce off Winnick and into the net off the Letang shot. And the Penguins find themselves up by 1. And boy, do they ever need this.
It's interesting how when you're in a losing streak, and it's never easy to get out of it. You don't lose 4 in a row and then win 6-1 usually. It's kind of a hole you have to climb out of inch by inch, and then you get out, and then maybe you can start moving on to getting back to playing some games that are a little less strenuous, or at least intense and nerve-wracking. Here goes Oliver Ekman-Larsson back to the puck with an empty net for the Coyotes. Look at the pressure applied there by Daniel Winnick. That was good pressure there. And the Penguins really have done a good job of that, of really getting on the Coyotes. Now Fleury tries to clear it. Close call there. And it's held in now by Gagne. Extra attacker on for the Coyotes. 30 seconds to go in the hockey game. The Penguins trying to get possession and get this puck out of the defensive zone. But it's taken by Chip Chura. Out now straight away to Ekman-Larsson. To Gagne. Gagne back for Ekman Larsson. He's got a reach. He shoots. It hits a man in front. The Penguins are going to push it out of the zone. They do. And it's Crosby to the empty net, and he scores. He split the uprights. And all the Penguin fans in the building on their feet and cheering as the Penguins have gotten an empty net goal from Sidney Crosby, who takes the NHL scoring lead on that and gives the Penguins a 3-1 lead with 12 seconds to go in the hockey game.
Well, you had to hold your breath for a while, but that Ekman Larsson shot was blocked on its way in. A little bit of desperation, some good interference by Winnick to allow Crosby to make a play on that puck. And he made sure he got to center before he shot that. And I got to tell you, it hasn't been that easy in the history of Sidney Crosby to hit that 4x6, but he made no mistake there, and a big smile. And the Penguins, they're going to leave with 2 points.
And they finally shoot one into the net. It goes directly into the first 2 goals. And the Penguins are happy with that. So, really, it wasn't easy, was it? The Coyotes have now lost 15 of their last 16 on home ice. And they were in the game, but the Penguins prevailed. And Marc-Andre Fleury is our McDonald's player of the game. That big save he made on Arcobello, and also the glove save towards the end of the game. A total of 30 saves for Fleury. And the Penguins outshoot the Coyotes tonight 37-31.
Well, Staggy, the first period wasn't great, and it wasn't a Picasso, but it doesn't matter now, and the Penguins move up in the standings.
Hey, I see. I'll take a paint by numbers win. You can get that. One of those Elvis Presley things.